Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome back to my channel. If you enjoy my readings, please be sure to like and subscribe, as well as leave me a comment and let me know if this reading resonates with you. Alright, so let me just go ahead and show you my new deck. We've got the Supernatural deck, and this is basically, you know, it's got the characters as the archetypes on the cards, and I absolutely love it, okay? It's all about Dean Winchester and his brother Sam, and they're demon hunters and supernatural hunters, and basically they're just out to save the world. Okay, so y'all just bear with me. These cards don't really want to shuffle because they're so new. They don't even want to, they just don't want to do it. Alright, so y'all have to forgive me. I've got quite some heavy filters on my face tonight. I have been struggling with some serious allergies, and so I tried to put some faux makeup on, as you can see. Okay. So, let's go ahead and pull some cards here and get started for you. So we're going to do the apple pie spread, which has to do with basically the ideal life. Alright, so Dean and Sam kind of get into it, you know, they're like fighting it out. Uh-oh, I'll drop one. There's your first card. Ooh, I like it. The Ace of Goblets. Alright, so it is upright though. That's creepy looking, right? I'm liking that. Alright, Ace of Goblets, which is the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Goblets is, it's kind of like the, it's definitely got to do with water signs, okay? So, hold on just a second. I want to pull your next card. So let's go ahead and pull all the cards before we get into the meanings, alright? Alright, so this first card is your present situation, and it has to do with how you're going to get to your apple pie. So Dean always got really mad at Sam because he really, really wanted this picket fence, white picket fence lifestyle, and he really, really just wanted some kids and a normal life. Alright, that's all he ever really wanted. And, you know, he couldn't do it. He just couldn't pull himself away from, you know, demon hunting to get it done. So we all have this problem sometimes, you know, we find ourselves in a situation like that. Alright, so your second card, first one's Ace of Goblets. This one is going to be your apple pie. So it's the Sun card, which is absolutely an apple pie card. I haven't read this one yet, so I really don't know, but I'm pretty sure that this is, I don't know who that is, because I would think she had red hair. Alright, so let's pull, this is your obstacle. This is your apple pie, is the Sun. The thing that's holding you back, the Nine of Pentacles. Alright, so the Nine of Pentacles is more like a mentality. You know, it's that, you know, one thing that you don't have. And you know what? Once you get it, it's going to be something else, okay? So it's a mentality of not being happy with what you have. But, well, we're still going to read the cards, okay? This is just my personal opinion. And the next card is your what action you need to take in order to get that apple pie. And it is the Four of Pentacles. Alright, so let me show you that card again. Okay. That's strange. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look here. For your first card, actually, I'm going to pull some lower cards to go with it real quick. Alright, so your first card that goes with the Ace of Goblets is the Father. So this is a father figure, someone watching out for you, someone in your life that cares for you deeply and will do anything for you, of course. Or that's how it should be. In the apple pie life that we all crave, our parents care about us. No matter what color our hair is. The Sun card, Karmic Love. So your love life might be causing you some kind of karmic. So, you know, if you find yourself in a situation where karma is plaguing you, then, you know, you might have found yourself in an unstable situation or an all-consuming love that makes you crazy. Freedom. Okay? The Nine of Pentacles and your Freedom card. Alright, so I feel like a lot of people finally got a taste of what it feels like to be totally chained down. You know, 2020 was an extremely difficult year for a lot of people. Listening to everyone online complaining about how they can't leave the house without a mask on. Like, they literally, I mean, I just feel like a lot of people live like that anyway, their whole life. You know, caregivers, people who are single parents, they pretty much just double down and take care of their responsibilities, and they don't get to leave the house. They don't get to, a lot of people have a farm, won't even leave their house for vacation because they don't want to leave their animals unattended. But this is not acceptable. You need freedom. You have to be able to leave and go and be free. And trust me, I know. I was a homebody for a very long time as a caregiver. Alright, and your final outcome is the Boss Man, or in this deck, it is the action that you have to take in order to get the apple pie. Alright, so let's take a quick look at these cards. I am really loving this deck. I think I'm going to use this deck every week. I need some comments, likes, shares, and some feedback. Alright, tell me if you like this deck as much as I do. Alright, so the Ace of Goblets. Alright, so as we know, the Ace of Cups, you know, typically is like a picture of a hand, and it's pulling a cup out of, it's like God is handing you a cup. So the Ace of Goblets is upright, represents overflowing of positive feelings, often the warm and happy beginning of a new relationship or friendship. Alright, so if the card advises you to appreciate new connections in your life because you will come to find them emotionally fulfilling. Alright, so a lot of people who've been through hurt or been through a traumatic experience, especially of loss, losing a loved one, they tend to put up a wall and keep people out, especially if they've been having a lack of freedom. Okay, you know, you don't want to get attached to people and then them die, you know, and it can put some kind of like kibosh on your social life if you have this mentality. I personally have never, I have cut some folks off, but it takes an awful lot. I have to be a full-blown doormat to cut somebody off, okay? So, anywho, the Sun card is your apple pie, and the Sun card is a really, really good card. It has, you know, I'm about to find out who this is, because the person I'm thinking it is, I mean, it looks like her, but she's a redhead. And I don't think any of these people have red hair, though, because of the way that the colors are laid out. But it's the Sun card, and by far one of my favorite characters, if it is who I'm thinking. Okay, Charlie, yeah, okay, it is Charlie. Dean refers to Charlie Bradbury as the little sister I never wanted. Her playful bond with the Winchester brothers makes her the perfect match for this Sun tarot card, which represents happiness, positivity, and success. Alright, I love this character, and this particular card is upright, so this is the person that you most want. This is your apple pie. Okay? And it says, sometimes even the best laid plans fail. Oh, I remember what happened to her now. She died. Spoiler alerts, she died. The Sun reversed indicates sadness, disappointment. Dust yourself off and carry on. There are more battles to be fought and more codes to be cracked. Right? You know, because she's a hacker. Alright, so you get it. I love it. Okay, I love it. So, because this is your, what do you call it? Your apple pie, or, you know, it's kind of like the best outcome. So, the Sun card is a sign of positive things to come, and it reminds you to stop and enjoy the little things in life. Use proud, self-proclaimed nerd Charlie as an inspiration to embrace whatever makes you happy. So if you're a nerd and that's what makes you happy, go for it, okay? So this is your card. We've got the Karmic Love card right here. So I can see how a hacker might have some karmic love. Just kidding. Just kidding. You can't be laying down those codes, okay? So it says, this is all-consuming love. The kind of love that may even be like trauma bonded. You know, definitely when you are dealing with, I remember episodes later where she's talking about, actually she's passed, but they bring her character back from another life, and she is talking about the traumas that she's been through. And it's very real, trauma bonds, and it can keep you in a bad relationship long past its due date. Alright, so let's move on. We've got the Freedom card. And this is in what you have to overcome. And your Nine of Pentacles. So let's see what the Nine of Pentacles upright. Wait, no, it's reversed. I'm sorry. It's reversed. Nine of Pentacles reversed. Oh, I'm sorry. It's called pentagrams in this one. The Nine of Pentagrams indicates wealth, material abundance, health, finances, and satisfaction of living comfortably, knowing that you have everything that you need. Alright, so I love that card, and, you know, the only thing is, like, you're missing something. You're not quite made it to the Ten of Pentacles yet. So definitely you want to keep working towards your goals. Don't give up. Especially if you're getting close to the end of your degree or you're really close to your promotion. Don't self-sabotage, okay? Keep going. Keep going. Even if you're not getting the freedom that you want. Put some money in stocks. Put some money in bonds. Take a little bit of money and put it in another basket. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? So then, whenever the time comes that you can take that freedom, then you will have some extra money set back for your vacation and not have to worry about bringing income in while you're on vacation. All right. For your final outcome, we've got the Four of Pentacles and the Boss Man card. So the Four of Pentagrams, sorry. Alright, the Four of Pentagrams is represented by physical and financial security. This tarot card advises you to conserve your resources and pay careful attention to your incoming and outgoing cash flow. Manage your income wisely and beware of impulsive spending. This is so true. Alright, so, basically I feel like until I really put my dreams first in my life, until I really, really took the Boss Man card and applied it to myself, I feel like I really did not cultivate the best for myself. I was always stuck, I was always hurting for, security. I always had negative money in my account. It was always a hard time. But whenever I started putting towards my goals, working towards my credit, working towards not having all my eggs in one basket, okay, it's dwindling again, but, I just am saying, like, the little story about the little girl carrying all her eggs in one basket, and then she drops the basket and they all break. And, I know that feeling because I survived Hurricane Katrina. And every year, the hurricanes do a number on my house, my car, my driveway, my everything. So it is a constant effort to keep, everything afloat and not wash on down the road, okay? So you definitely have to have a backup plan when you find yourself in a situation that can compromise quickly. Let's pull a Narcissist card and see if there's anything in particular that might be holding you back. Alright, Sag. I really don't know a lot of Sagittariuses. Only two that I can think of off the top of my head. So, honestly, I'm just shooting in the dark here. I have no idea if my cards are on cue or if this is way off. For one thing, I haven't talked to my dear friend in a long time. Ugh. Okay, so I dropped some cards, so we're going to lay those down for you here. So your first card is Contempt. That's your Narcissist card. Second card is... Oh, this is the second time that the Flying Monkeys card has flew out of the deck and landed on the floor today. Flying monkeys. So you may have some haters sitting there flying monkeys at you. Okay? Intuition. That doesn't even go in this deck. We're going to take it out of there. But definitely follow your intuition since this card somehow ended up in the wrong deck. Stonewalling. Alright, so now you have two of the four horsemen of the apocalypse of narcissism. So, the four horsemen of the... It's kind of like a bad pattern. It starts out with someone who is criticizing you. And then that turns into... denial and contempt, and then it finalizes in stonewalling. All right, and it might have something to do with this flying monkeys. All right, flying monkeys are people who gaslight you, or they don't take responsibility for their actions. All of your friends love the narcissist. On again, off again relationships, like shady, it reminds me of that Stevie Nicks song. Players only love you when they're playing. Alright, let me pick up this other card off the floor. Okay. So, psychological manipulations. How to overcome it. All right, so you have to notice patterns. That's strange. I just said that a second ago. Keep private journals, and this is to be careful for gaslighting. All right, strategy to get others to conform to their needs. And a person is trying to convince another that they are losing touch with reality. All right, so this is like something that someone would do if they were treating you poorly for a long time. Rather than do the right thing, they will blame you and keep you from social interactions. But you have to force yourself back into some type of social interaction. Even if you can't literally leave the house, get on social interacting online, the psychological manipulations and how to overcome it. Subtle manipulation. Like I said, watch the patterns, keep a private journal. Perpetrators keep you isolated. All right, so if you think that you might be being manipulated, then the perpetrator of the manipulation might be isolating you, just like a cult. Pathological need to control others. Detach. Realize that you're having an issue, and it's not about you, all right? This is not about you. You can definitely don't get yourself stuck in like a pity party mode, feeling like it's all your fault. Blaming yourself is not the option. It's just not an option. You cannot blame yourself. You have to detach. And is it worth maintaining the relationship? All right, so I'm praying and hoping that you are not in a situation like this. But if you ever find yourself in a situation like this, it doesn't necessarily have to be a lover or a parent. Like, I immediately think of Britney Spears, Free Britney, right? But it doesn't have to be a parent or a lover. It can be as simple as it can be a work situation. It can be someone who is collaborating with you, and maybe even like competition with you. Okay, so your final narcissist card is called Radical Acceptance, and it pulls the plug on hope. So, like, for example, say you have someone that you love who is an alcoholic or a drug addict, and this type of relationship also uses a lot of psychological manipulation in order to get their way. Druggies will get you addicted just to keep themselves, with their supply. And it says it pulls the plug on hope because you're accepting that they will never change. All right? And when you do accept that the leopard can't change their spots, then, that is the first step to getting out, moving on, getting out of the situation. But what if you can't accept it? Well, that's your path too. This is someone who does not accept it. Now, this can be someone who is just considered naive. You don't ever know if someone can change or not. You can only hope and not, you might not ever be able to give up hope on someone. If it's your daughter, or if it's your cousin or child or lover, anybody who you have loved for a long time, you're not going to want to give up on them. But trust me, I know. Everyone can change, okay? Everyone can change. But will they? So that's path one. Just accept it. Deal with it and deal with the toxic behavior. Grieving for your career or a job or grieving for a marriage is all something that is, something that you have to do when you find yourself in this situation. So if, like, for example, if it's your job, if it's your boss who is this pathological narcissistic liar, this is really going to end your career if you don't learn how to basically just bow down to whatever they want, you know? You have to kiss butt, brown nose, or whatever you want to call it. I have been so lucky that the few bosses that I've ever really liked, and, you know, I actually had my fellow employees call me a brown noser. But I don't consider it brown nosing if you love your boss. If they hate you and you're giving them, yes, I gave my boss a huge painting and she loved it so much she put it above her bed. But, yeah, I had some haters. But, you know, if your boss is nice and they care about you and they're nice, they just, I don't know. I felt especially safe at this position because my boss was an EMT before she worked at that position. And so I felt super safe. I felt like if I had a seizure at work, I wouldn't die, which is a huge weight off my chest. I know we shouldn't be worrying about that. You know, I mean, I tried to get on disability, but they just weren't having it. So I feel like the guilt and the shame and the fear and all this, those are things that when you're grieving the acceptance of a toxic behavior, you basically just have to write that person off and just give up. But it means not denying it. It means that, you know, don't justify their behavior. If they have treated you badly, cut them off and don't feel bad about it. Regurgitating past problems. Rinse and repeat. Alright, so I'm going to give you a personal situation. So I have someone I love who was on I don't want to say psychotropic because that's not the right word. They were on methamphetamine. And of course, it's someone that I really love and I really cared about. So I went out of my way to try to save them. But, you know, you can't help everybody. And even if you can help them, they're going to hate you for it. You're going to have to practically throw them in jail yourself if you can't talk them down. Methamphetamine is such a horrible thing. But, you know, at some point you have to, you know, not be a doormat anymore. And sometimes that means to shut the door and lock it. And, you know, if they want to call you, sure, so be it. But it doesn't mean that you have to call them or reach out to them. Now, me, I definitely am past the point of radical acceptance, but I don't believe in giving up on the people I love, so, you know, I'm just super hard-headed. I accept that they may never change. I accept it, but I can't give up on them because I love them, and, but I am epileptic, and knowing what's going on in their life gives me seizures, so I don't really go out of my way to call them. I do and will go out of my way to help them if they need help, especially if they're trying to change their life for the better. But I'm definitely not going to, you know, I guess if it was someone new who had, like, maybe I felt like an intervention would help, I probably would do that. But most people just think that you're being crazy whenever you try to help them. So they don't want to hear it, and they don't want to have anything to do with you. So if you have ever had to deal with this type of situation, you know, radical acceptance does pull a plug on hope. But just know that you can choose both, you know. I mean, it's probably not healthy for you, but I'm epileptic. It could literally kill me. And I'm still like, but it's my person that I love, and, you know. Now, if it was my person that I love that I was living with, I would probably have to boot them on down the road or run it or leave them. But, you know, I'm epileptic. If I have a seizure, it will kill me. So I don't know if I would still feel the same if I was if I wasn't epileptic, you know. You just never know what you would do until you're in that situation. So, So yeah, I hope that you're not dealing with this heavy situation. But if you are, then just be sure to, you know, just keep going. Just keep moving on. You know, just move forward, because there's always something better, and there's always something idealistic cultivating that will help you to move past it, whatever the situation. Okay, so let's see, let's pull a manifestation card, because I feel like we didn't really get anything really positive out of this reading. I feel like you definitely need freedom. I'm feeling like change, new growth. But it seems like you already have everything that you want. You've got the Ace of Cups here. You've got the Nine of Pentacles. Physically, you're not doing without. Are you taking care of your shadow self? Are you taking care of your subconscious? So literally, on that story about my family member, you know, I went to go see if she was okay, and she didn't answer the door. And so I worried myself to death, and the next morning I had a grand mal seizure, and my hubby had to save my life again, as my lips were turning blue. So, you know, anxiety and stress can really, really take its toll on you. And I would say that if you are familiar with that, then do what you can do to protect yourself. Energy flow. Okay, so energy flow, I definitely believe in energy flow, and I highly agree that it does indeed create harmony. Okay, so your energy that you put out and your vibration changes, it changes everything. So if you're negative Ninny, I say that a lot on this channel, you're gonna get negative vibes. And if you know, I honestly feel like my medication and my other herbal medication that I took did not stop that grand mal seizure. And I went to my best friend's house, and I didn't go to sleep thinking about it, but my subconscious mind was still destroying me, you know, and so I should have meditated before I went to bed. And I wonder if I could have thwarted myself from having that grand mal seizure if maybe I had just really meditated and allowed myself to, you know, just feel better, just let go of that bonded stressor that was just dragging me down. All right, and I know that we all have things that we stress about that drag us down, and so whatever it is for you, you know, your energy flow can be, I'm sorry, it is so windy outside, it just sounds crazy. The energy flow, just like whenever you're doing a tarot reading and the energy comes into you and it flows through the deck, the energy flow also comes, it comes to you through your front door. Like Qi, Feng Shui has a lot of really good information about how your energy affects you, and it even says to pull all of your furniture out away from the wall, so that the energy can come in and, you know, move out throughout the house. All right, so definitely create harmony in your life. However you need to do that, I highly recommend meditation, affirmations, as well as, well, I'm an artist, so painting, drawing, even writing a novel. I love writing. It's definitely, I have actually taken some of my personal experiences and methamphetamine. I mean, I've never done that, but the people have drugged me through the mud trying to help them. and you know, I actually turned it into a book. Instead of keeping everything the way it really happened, I kind of made the addiction blood for vampirism instead of, but you know how people do all kind of crazy things for drugs. Well, I just kind of manipulated it into my book. So, you know, I just needed something to vent, and I had just wrote like 3 or 4 chapters, and basically it's turned in my book into my diary by accident. And I didn't know what to do with it. But so yeah, crazy bad situations can definitely be inspiration for your art and or your you know, if you're an author or whatever it is that you're passionate about. If you have nothing in life that you're passionate about, then you must try singing or dancing or something, because that's what life's all about. The happy things that make you rejoice. All right, so it's getting really late here in Mississippi, and my allergies are finally calming down. So it has been super nice talking to you all tonight, and you be sure to come back and see me next week. 93% of my viewers are not subscribed, so please subscribe. And if this reading does indeed resonate with you, please leave me a comment and let me know, as well as ring the bell so that you will get future readings notifications on your page. Also, my group on Patreon is called the Metamoon Society, and if you would like to join it, I have free 3-dimensional art that I make from mandalas. It's a 3D mandala made of paper. So anyone who joins my group this week will get a free 3D mandala, and will get joined into my mailing list. And I also have some t-shirts that I've been working on and things of that nature that I'll be giving away. And anywho, y'all come back and see me next week, and thanks so much for your continued support.